Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to finish up the last playoff run that GM Superbman's going to have with the Calgary Flames, alright? It was a banner year, 66 wins. I had people saying that that's the best record ever for an NHL team, so there you go, Calgary. The first 2 years were necessary, because by year 5 we got 66 regular season wins, which is absolutely outstanding. But the bar has been set from last year. We've got to come back and repeat, alright? Last 2 years we've made it to the final, so anything but a Stanley Cup is a disappointment. It really is, alright? So before we get started here, I don't think I did it in the last video. Let me just make sure that turn on injuries once again. Alright, yeah, there you go. Injuries on. Alright, and we got the Nashville Predators. Now, last year, I remember when we faced the Predators. I think it was last year or the year before. I thought they were going to be a defensive team just because, Pekka and Shea Weber. And then we took a look at their team. They actually had some good players on their team. And I think they had 2 key injuries that really hurt their depth as well, right? So, let's see. Obviously, they're 8th in the Western Conference. Oh, my bad. I had to go to view lines. Obviously, they're 8th in the Western Conference, but that doesn't matter. We've run into hard 8-seeded teams before. I think the San Jose Sharks were 8-seeded way back. I forget which year that was, but they gave us a hard time. So here they go. Yeah, they definitely have some depth on this team, alright? So their first line, they have Bork. I think he was injured last year. Smith, who's an 84, and Patrick Hornqvist, who's an 81. So that first line, that Smith may be a first liner, borderline first line, but our first line is definitely better, alright? Second line, they got Andrei Kostitsyn, Stephen Weiss, and Erat. I think Erat was injured as well. It's a pretty good second line. They're all second liners, alright? Third line, you got Spalling, Colin Wilson, and Halschuk. Pretty good for a third line. They would all be third line. Colin Wilson might even be a second line. All right, and then the fourth line, you got Sergei Kostitsyn, David Legwand, and Latta. All right, so they don't have any of those first-line studs, other than maybe Smith might be a first-liner. All right, but he's certainly not a stud. But they have depth. All right, they only have 178 on their team, and he's a grinder. He's probably listed as a fourth liner. So they have depth on that team, all right? Defensively, all right, yeah, they still have a really good defensive core. You got Jonathan Blum, 86 offensive defenseman. Shea Weber, 90 overall defensive defenseman, all right? Roman Josi, 83. Ryan Ellis, 84. All right, so your top 4 are really good. Blum would still be a top 4, but Shea Weber is top 2. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Shea Weber. That offensive defenseman, Ryan Ellis and Blum. So watch out for their power play. Their power play may be pretty good. And then their third line, Klein and Sauer. I'd say Sauer might even be a top 4. I think he'd be a top 6, but he looks like he could be a top 4, and Klein would be a top 6 as well, all right? So they definitely have a deep team, all right? Defensively, they have what they need. Offensively, they're just missing those 2 wingers on the first line. Everything else, I'd say they have covered. And then goaltenders, he's still there. Pekka 83 overall, and they got Hellberg, who's 83 overall, as a backup, all right? So I don't think this is going to be as easy as it should be, first seeded team versus the 8-seeded team. As long as we can just keep scoring goals, all right? We were the first seeded team in the regular season for goals for. As long as we can score goals on these guys, I don't really see them having too many offensive threats that they could threaten us with. But if Pekka he can steal games. If Pekka only allows 1-2 goals a game, then they're in this series, all right? So let's stop wasting time. Let's get right to it. Home ice advantage throughout the playoffs. That's what we played the regular season for, all right? Year 5, round 1 against Nashville. Come on, boys. Let's just steamroll through these guys. First period. All right, there you go. Jason Spezza opens up. All right, so arguably our best player, first line center. He starts off the playoffs nice for us. That's what I like to see. I want to see. Oh, and they got Hellberg in the net. They don't even have Rene. So we've got to win this game. Second period. All right, we got another one. Sam Reinhart on the power play. All right, so it's looking good. Irving, you got the routine, son. You got the routine, Irving. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There you go. There you go. He's doing pretty good. Oh, there you go. 5 minutes left. Hell yeah. Boom, baby. Pavelski with the empty netter. All right, so very nice. Simming is complete. All right, so the first game, 3-0 for the Calgary Flames. Unbelievable. So we start off the playoffs in style with a nice shutout. All right, so there you go, boys. That's what I'm expecting. I don't expect us to get 4 or 5 goals a game. Dubois! Oh, I forgot to put Irving back in. Dubois in the game. Oh, my God. Oh, now I've created a goalie controversy. I have started a controversy. Oh my God! I meant to put Irving back in, but Dubois he gets game 1 because his coach fell asleep, and he answers with a shutout. How can I take him out now? He had a shutout in game 1. All right, and injured. Oh, Shea Weber's been injured for the next 5 weeks. Oh, we're looking good. We're looking good. All right, so the big question is, what do I do? Do I go with Dubois or do I go back to Irving now? Originally, I wanted to start Irving. I forgot. You know what? You know what? It must have been meant to be, right? Everyone who loves Dubois, everyone who wanted to see him get a chance, it must be meant to be. I would normally always remember to do that, all right? But something intervened. Something came in and said, no, we've got to make sure the young kid gets his start. So, I mean, the stars aligned. He got the game one, and he got a shutout. So, you know what? Because of that game one performance, we're going to go Dubois. All right, let's see what he does in game two here. Maybe it's just a fluke. First period. All right, there you go. Barchese gets a power play goal. I'm liking those first period leads. And you know what, boys? Pekarene's back in, but Shea Weber's out. So let's get these early wins here. There's no reason why we can't beat Nashville now. Second period. All right, still hasn't allowed a goal yet, Dubois. Third period. We need one goal, though. I jinxed him. Colin Smith scores on Dubois. Don't worry about it, Dubois. We need a goal for him. Somebody step it up. Pekarene's in there now, though. Remember, last game it was their backup. Now it's Pekarene. Big power play. We can't score. Going overtime. Come on, boys. Come on. Shea Weber's not in the lineup. You guys should be scoring. No. Good job. Come on. 40 shots. There it is. Alex Galchenyuk with the 41st shot of the game. All right. And Dubois only allows one goal. All right. Looking pretty good. All right. So I gotta run with Dubois now. I can't break it up because if I break it up, then I'm just asking for bad news, basically, all right? I'm in a position right now where anything I do will affect it, all right? Because if I take Dubois out and we start losing games, well, it's obvious I should have left him in there, right? So I got to run with the hot goalie. Blake Wheeler's been injured with a lacerated arm. His estimated return is July. Ooh, looks like he's gone for the whole playoffs, I think. Yeah, all right, so we're going to have to deal without Wheeler, but that's why we have guys like, who was it? Can I send anyone down? Hang on. Max Reiner, can I send? No, I got to bring up somebody. But that's why we have those grinders down there. Now, I could bring up Wheel, right, because he's 80 overall, and Toffoli's 77. But we lost Blake Wheeler, and he's a fourth liner for us, right? So I want to bring a fourth liner back up, like a grinder type player. It's got to be Salainen. Yeah, it's got to be Salainen. So Salainen, get up here. Let's edit the lines, get him back in there. If we lose a second liner or a first liner, then I'll bring up Wheeler to Foley. But if we lose a grinder, I'm going to insert a grinder, all right? So Salainen, get in there. And besides, we've won the cup before with Salainen in the lineup. I think he was there last year. He might have been I can't remember if we played him at all last year. I think we did. All right, so get some veteran leadership back in there. Salainen's back in. Blake Wheeler's been gone for the next 3 months, so he's going to miss the whole playoffs. Don't worry about it, buddy. We'll answer back for you, all right? So we got a 2-0 lead in the first round against Nashville. Dubois, he's running with it, so he's going to get the start now. Irving's pissed, man, but Irving's a good team player. He knows, man. He's rooting for Dubois. He's not hoping that he loses. He's a team player, all right? There is no I in team. There is an M and an E, but there's no I, all right? So there we go. Hunter Shinkaruk. First period. Haven't even done the simulation yet. First period. Who's the first shot on net, too? Good job, Shinkaruk. Here we go. There we go. Joe Pavelski and Patrick Kane. So, I mean, if we can get 3 goals against Pekarene, I really don't see them scoring too many goals, all right? I mean, Dubois picked a hell of a team to get his first playoff start against because they really don't have much offense. Second period. All right, he allowed 1 goal, but don't worry about it, Dubois. You got a 3-goal lead going into the third period, all right? This should be easy for you, son. All right, there you go. You got a 4-goal lead. Then you got a 5-goal lead, all right? Yeah, we're showing. Our offensive dominance is showing up in this series, all right? Especially when they don't have Shea Weber. They lost, like, their best player, their best defenseman, all right? Well, you could say Pekarene is worth more than Shea Weber. I agree with that. But they don't have much offense, right? They focus on their defense and their goaltending to keep the games low scoring, but we're getting like 3, 4, 5, 6 goals a game. So, I mean, this series is really not close at all. That second game could have swung it, but Dubois held on. All right, Dubois held on. Krestanovich has been injured with a pulled groin. Estimated return May 18th, all right? Ristolainen! Calling you, son. That's why we have plenty of defensemen. It's good. Ristolainen, get your ass up here, all right? So Ristolainen played a good chunk of the season, so he's still had a good season here. He's getting plenty of games. Ristolainen, let me make sure he's not anywhere else. 4-on-4 lines. Ristolainen, there you go. Good, that should be it. Yeah, it should be it. How's our AHL team doing? They're there. No, they haven't started the playoffs yet because there's back-to-back games coming up. All right, so yeah, we got a 3-0 lead in the series. Just keep it up, boys. Just keep running with it. All right, you guys have got this. Our AHL team, they might not be in the playoffs, but whatever. We don't care about that. All right, so here we go. Game 4. It's on the line for the Nashville Predators. I mean, I'm expecting the Pekka Rinne to get like I don't know, he had his one good game, but still, he's the kind of goalie who could have multiple good games. So, again, will they be able to keep us off the board? That is the story. That is the question. First period. All right, we got one. Patrick Kane. So, I've really liked what our first line have done this series. Patrick Kane, Spezza, and Barchese have all gotten points in every single one of these games. So, they've been doing good. Second period. All right, they got one. Colin Smith. Don't worry about it, Doobie. Don't worry about it. You're fine. All right, third period. Come on now. Somebody step it up for Doobie. All right, he's played great. This rookie coming in is, oh, there it is. Brody, baby. TJ Brody. All right, here we go. Penalty kill. Good job. Come on, keep it up. Keep it up. Oh, there it is. The third goal. Joe Pavelski. All right, it's looking good. It's looking good. Yeah, didn't have to get too much. Didn't have to get too excited over this series. All right, this series, put it in the bag after game 2. All right. After that overtime win, it was easy. And look what Dubois does. He comes in, and he's yet to lose a game in the playoffs. So pretty good. I can't argue with it. Dubois had a great first 4 games, all right? So there you go, yeah. Man, 0, 1, 2, 1. Only allowed 3 goals in 4 games. Or 4 goals in 4 games. Pretty good, I must say. Pretty good. All right, so that was an easy first series. Ristolainen has been injured with a concussion. May 18th. Man, we're losing defensemen. We've dropped Krestanovich and Ristolainen now. We're losing defensemen left, right, and center. Who else can we bring up? Valkonen, get up here. My other Finnish defenseman. Oof. This third line left D spot's a danger position, apparently. There you go, Valkonen. It was just the 4-on-4 lines that were left. Valkonen. There you go. All right. Yeah, that's everything. So let's simulate up to the second round. Really, that was quick as hell. Not even a stumble there. All right, so let's just simulate up, see who we got in the second round. It'd be nice if the second round takes a while to start. Hopefully, 1 series in the first round goes to 7. Give Krestanovich and Ristolainen some time to get back. I could see them coming back. Yeah, because if we get to the finals, it'll take us into June. So Ristolainen 3 weeks. We're not even in May yet. So, I mean, I could see them coming back for the finals, maybe even the third round, all right? But Valkonen, you're going to have to play a little bit there, son. You're going to have to play a little bit there. This is good. Look how long it's going. This is good. So one of those first series in the first round went to 7 games. This is good. It's taking a while to simulate, but still, it's good news for our team. We need this. We need injury time to come back. Wheeler's gone, but yeah, Krestanovich and Ristolainen both only 3 weeks now. And we're not even in May. Yeah, okay, so stop simulation. We'll go one more day up. So we got the St. Louis Blues. The Blues, baby, in round 2, all right? Home ice advantage still. Not a problem for us. All right, so let's check out our stats, player stats. Let's see how Dubois' stats look pretty much. His goals against average is going to be 1 because he played 4 games and only allowed 4 goals, so it'll be 1. I'm interested in his save percentage. That's what I want to see. Okay, so... Actually, no. Dubois' goals against will actually be lower because he had that overtime game. It'll be like .90 or .95 or something like that. All right, so Barchese, he had... wait, no, I'm in season stats. My bad. Player stats, playoffs. There you go. All right. Again, I think that first line, I think Spezza, Kane, and Barchese were the best point producers for us in those 4 games. Wow, Joe Pavelski, 6 points. Shinkaruk, 6 points. So never mind, these 2 guys had... I guess I missed Pavelski scoring goals. My bad, Pavelski. I appreciate you there on the second line. But Patrick Kane had 6, Spezza had 5, and Barchese had 4. So, I mean, usually I'm getting mad at our first 2 lines for not scoring goals in the playoffs. This time, 4 games, they all produced, they all were consistent. I'm happy with it, all right? Forwards, just go down here. All right, not everyone had points. Don't worry about that. Only a few games. Defenseman, our captain, Morgan Riley, with 4. All right, Duncan Keith only had 2, but we're winning games with Duncan Keith on the third line, so we don't need to touch that, right? If we start to lose games, we can go best lines, get Duncan Keith up there. And Dubois, yeah, .96 because of that overtime game. All right, a really good goals against average, but calm yourselves, boys. All right, it was 4 games, okay? And save percentage of 96. So, I mean, I think I made a mistake not dressing Irving instead of Dubois, but it actually worked out. I mean, you can probably make the argument that Irving would have done the exact same thing. It wasn't our goalie, it was the Predators. But again, I'm going to use the same thing that I used giving Irving the benefit of the doubt, all right? I know what we're getting with Dubois right now. We're 4-0 with Dubois in the playoffs, so I got to keep going with him. Got to go with the hot goalie, all right? So in the Western Conference, we beat the Nashville Predators. St. Louis upset the Blue Jackets. Dallas beat the Colorado Avalanche, and the Sharks upset the Anaheim Ducks. Over in the East, Buffalo Sabres, first-seeded team, moved on. You got the Islanders that upset the Rangers. Washington beat the Panthers, and Boston upset the Toronto Maple Leafs, all right? So there's your Elite Eight, boys. Calgary versus St. Louis, Dallas versus San Jose, Washington versus Boston, and Buffalo versus the Brooklyn Islanders, I guess, all right? So I'll see you guys in round 2, and that's coming out tomorrow.